Tonight we begin with Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt, who is here on set with us. Governor, welcome. It's good to see you. Thank you. I guess you can welcome me into your house, as this is the Republican convention, not on the set. Look, I'll put this in terms we can both understand as sports fans, football fans, right?
Yes.
Isn't this a little bit like when Oklahoma, the Sooners, they beat Southern Utah by 50 points in August, and everybody's talking about a national championship?
We like our lead going into the fourth quarter, I'll tell you that.
This ain't the fourth quarter, though. This is the first quarter, right?
Well, we would rather be our side than their side right now. No question about that. But I'm really interested to see how President Trump, I think the unity message, I'm so excited about J.D. Vance and the Trump. The tent is getting bigger and bigger as we're inviting the Hispanic community and African-American community. And our policies are the best policies for America: free markets, limited government, lower taxes, border security, getting inflation under control. Those are Republican policies, and I think the American people are seeing that now.
All right, so what's the contingency plan if it's not Joe Biden?
Well, let me just tell you this. They're between a rock and a hard spot right now, because if they switch out their candidate at this point, then for the next 3 or 4 elections, they're going to know that they were just lying to their constituents. The democratic process apparently doesn't work in the Democratic Party if they just can switch out somebody.
So that's the argument. I got it.
They got to play the long game, and they got to keep Biden on the ticket. If they switch him out, I mean, there's a lot of people that think that they kind of hosed the election against Bernie in favor of Hillary in 2016. And so if they do that again, I think they've got to ride the horse that they brought them to the dance here. And
so that's either Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. You made a good point, though, about unity and bringing a bigger tent, okay? You can do 2 things with unity. You can either, A, expand your tent, or you can double down on your base and just all look inward. I understand you're saying you're looking outward to the Latino community and especially to the black community. We've heard that. Here's the problem. I have yet to hear where Republicans are willing to talk about what they're going to compromise on governing when it comes to taxes. I haven't heard any compromise. I haven't heard any compromise about Social Security, and I haven't heard any discussion about compromising to get comprehensive immigration reform.
Listen, I mean, here's the deal. As a governor, I believe that we should have a strong border, 100%, but we should couple that with a make-sense immigration policy. So why aren't the governors in charge of workforce visas? Why do the feds do it? Doesn't it make sense for your companies to come to the governors and say, hey, we need this many agricultural workers or construction workers, or here's how many doctors we need that graduate from our universities, and let's make sure that if they're going to be paying taxes and part of the American dream and chasing the American dream, we believe in that. But we just have to have secure borders, right? So I think we can couple those together.
You know you're not going to get any kind of comprehensive immigration reform from the Democrats without a pathway to citizenship for certain things. Have you seen any indication here that there is a willingness to take the majority and the incredible sense of trust, I think the right way to say this, in Donald Trump, fine to say in J.D. Vance as well, and allow them to compromise? That hasn't happened.
But listen, I think day one, you will see President Trump secure the southern border. Okay, he had it secure. We'll do that day one in office. Ronald Reagan also had a path to citizenship once the border security. But you can't have 16 million people come into the country. And so, again, I'm not even talking necessarily about the citizenship, but I do think that there's immigration reform and there's workforce and there's paying taxes. Other countries do that way better than we do. But the border comes first.
Okay, I hear you there. And look, you and I have talked about what the border has done to the state of Oklahoma, but I just want to keep on this quad box of signs at the RNC. Mass deportation now. How are you talking about building a Big Ten when the signs up there, I know you're looking at the computer, you're seeing what I'm saying. Trump will end the war in Ukraine. Goodbye, Brandon. This isn't, okay, this is not, Morning in America stuff from 1984 Ronald Reagan.
Listen, I don't know who put if somebody might be bringing in a sign that says mass deportation.
Oh, come on. Those were handed out by the
I'm not going to comment on that.
Okay.
I'm not waving some sign here.
Fair enough.
But you've got to admit that it's weird that we've got border security cutting razor wire as all the Republican governors, Governor Abbott's putting up razor wires and protecting our borders. It's already illegal to come into our country except in a port of entry. Why would you be letting people come in? The other side thinks they can flip them to citizens. Okay. They think they can flip them and all of a sudden get more voters.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.